Rock it out.
What is up, everybody? Today is episode 16 of the Misfit Sessions podcast. We have another special guest with us, and I'm really excited about today's episode. D-Day, just after celebrating our nation's birthday, so we'll be back in a minute. As always, I'm here with Chris Spencer, the owner and operator of MaxFit Meals and Nutrition, MaxFit Market, MaxFit Blends, and we don't have enough time for everything else. So, Chris, how are you today?
You know, I'm doing amazing as usual. Yesterday, we had this amazing party over here at MaxFit Monterey. 60, 70 people showed up. It was a lot entertaining, so I'm a little tired, but I am caffeinating myself up here, and we're going to rock today because guess what? We got Paul back.
Paul Dickey from Hexbox.
And they are absolutely crushing it here
right now
locally. So it was a no-brainer to get him back in here for an update and what the crew over at Xbox. And unfortunately, your business partner, Alec, couldn't be here today, but
He's too busy flexing in the mirror.
Yeah.
Someone's got to work.
Yeah, right?
Someone's got to work.
Yeah, no, you guys are crushing it. So go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. You're very, very welcome. Now, we had you on when I think you were not even open yet, right?
Yeah, we weren't open. I think it was only, episode 3?
So you were still mired in the build-out, the stress, the anticipation of, what's going to happen when you finally get these doors open.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, what happened? What's been going on?
Yeah, it's been quite the journey. So I don't remember the exact day we came on. It might have been early May, late April.
I think so. We should.
So we officially opened, our soft opening was May 4th.
Okay.
May 18th was our grand opening. So that's when we gave ourselves a couple weeks just to find our foundation, see what glitches were in the system, and
always glitches, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of glitches.
Sure.
But figured it out.
Okay.
And then May 18th opened up, and have been steadily growing ever since, and it's been good. So.
Well, one thing I did notice previous to your opening is, and kudos to you guys, was the amount of promotion and prior to opening up and hype that you built to your brand.
Yeah.
And I think that by the time you did open, you had a fair amount of members that had already joined, right?
Yeah. I mean, when you look in the industry, and Alec can, my partner Alec can attest to this because he helped out actually a gym in Australia open up. That's how he got into the fitness industry.
Okay.
But when you look, so a lot of CrossFit, kind of those box gyms, that was actually a hard thing with us, because to actually use the affiliated name, you have to
pay a royalty, right?
You have to pay a royalty, but to get it, your insurance has to approve it, and you can't have the proper insurance until you open.
Okay.
So a lot of the times what happens is these CrossFit boxes, they'll open up with no members.
I see.
Because just how the timeline works.
Right.
But we were fortunate to start pre-sales really early, February, and the thing that worked best for us was we were having open houses. So we tried some of the local farmers markets just have a booth, but what really helped was just opening it up to the public even when it was under construction, and kind of getting people in and a feel for it, and that's what really grew those initial numbers, which is cool.
Yeah, so a lot of people that currently watch this podcast and are watching now know that we talk about a lot of things, but business development is something that we are fanatical about. So I love hearing about what works and what doesn't for local businesses. And I know that you guys, like I said, did crush your opening. So tell me a few more things. You said farmers markets. What would you say? 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10?
1 out of 10 with the success rate with the farmers market. Because I'm always curious. I'm tempted to take my brand to the farmers market, either not necessarily to sell meals, but to be like an informational type booth. 1 to 10. How do you think the success rate was on that?
In our particular case, I would say a lot of the people that came up were actually already signups. It was kind of funny. So they were like, we announced it. They came over and were like, hey, I pre-ordered my membership and just want to meet you guys.
Yes.
But I feel like, the farmers market's a great place to go get food and vegetables and things.
Yeah.
And that would be, the main idea behind it. So
So it kind of was in the people that go to the farmers market are already in your wheelhouse, right? Like
Yeah, they are. But it was, I think the most difficult thing was trying to showcase, obviously, our offerings just in a little tent.
sure,
You know,
people are trying to shop, not
shop,
get
and they see this
information.
and they're just like, oh, what is this? I want my, I just keep
Squash.
or whatever. Yeah, squash or almonds or
want my
whatever.
kombucha.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
So that was a little harder, and
So
our
about a
logic.
5 to 10 or less.
I'd say in terms of relations, it was nice to really meet our members. That
Right.
was nice. But actually getting people signed up that didn't previously hear about us,
Okay, so
like 2.
Just getting the word out and keeping the face out
Yeah.
there. Okay, cool. And I don't think anything's really necessarily a waste of time when it
No,
comes to
it's not.
marketing or effort. But if you're somebody who is limited on time, I think this conversation would definitely help with that investment of time. So you're saying if you're selling vegan donuts or something, cold brew coffee, it's not. But maybe for you, not the best.
Yeah. If you're like a car dealership and you go out, it's obviously it doesn't make any sense.
No,
You'd
people want a car, they go to the dealer, right?
Exactly.
Not the farmer's market.
That's what we found really quick. So.
Cool. Yeah. So what did work? What was your highest?
So after
percentage
that,
base?
we just decided, you know what, hey, let's try open houses and just pushing social media. That's all we did.
Okay, using social media to drive people to your open houses. Okay.
And basically from the start of membership sales in February until we opened in May, we did not spend a dime on advertising. It was all organic.
Okay,
So that was the
great.
idea, was just really focus on the organic local area, really push our offerings and showcase the difference and why it might be beneficial.
Okay.
And then from there, get people in and really just meet them in person, have open houses, have events, and then just go from there. And we actually never spent a dime until we actually open on any form of
Sponsored ads.
actually sponsored advertising, which was really good. So that was the biggest thing. And then obviously word of mouth. As soon as someone comes in for the open house, they can kind of see what it might be like in person. They tell their friends comes the next time, and then all of a sudden you kind of have that domino effect. So
Yeah. Yeah. The flywheel starts turning. Great.
Exactly. Just that momentum.
Yeah. So I understand that you didn't spend a dime up to the date where you opened. Have you started spending some money on
Yes.
on sponsored ads? Okay.
Yeah, we've created a budget and have stuck to that. It's been really effective.
Okay.
Right now, so my background is a lot of digital advertising.
Sure.
It's from other businesses I've been involved with. Haven't really done traditional ads, so to say, such as newspapers or back of the receipts or things like that.
Yeah.
So that was really just what we went with in terms of just focus was search engine optimization, digital ads, and then we'll keep going from there, obviously.
Okay.
But that's
And is there any more? Well, I guess I want to say, to me, it's unconventional, but more conventional stuff that you've been doing, like you mentioned, back of a receipt paper at the local grocery store. Have you took it out in the paper? Have you considered anything like that, or is
We've considered it, but just in terms of pricing and what's been working, just don't want to.
Sure.
I mean, it's kind of funny because every day I'm just like, hey, let me check. I usually set a little task, once a week, and then every day check our ads, see what's working, what's not working. Every time I go in, I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to touch anything. Yeah, if it's working, it's working. So.
Yeah, I mean that's why we follow the same model, and
And around here, if you're doing it, it's working. I mean, if you're doing it halfway decent, not half-assed, but if you're doing it halfway decent and you know who you're talking to and who you're trying to reach, you're on the right track, because there's not a lot of people doing it. There's some. You guys are one of them. I see your ads.
I see people get motivated too, and then they just drop off. That's
right.
That's not something you can't do, right? I think you would agree, Paul.
Yeah.
Staying consistent. It's just like your workouts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, your business model has, takes 6 months, 8 months, a year, 5 years to really come to fruition. So, but it's cool to hear that you've used previous experience, previous skill sets in marketing, and both you and Alec had a lot to bring to the table. So
yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, okay, cool. Now you were mentioning that you've surpassed like your expectations in terms of members, and what kind of stuff have you done as you scale up with the Hexbox? Like any improvements you made to the original plan that you?
Yeah, I mean every day is an adjustment. On the fly, not necessarily on the fly, but what you originally expect, what you originally project, what you think is going to happen.
Sure.
Always changes, can always change. So
sure.
We're a lot farther ahead
than
what we projected, which is never a bad thing. But obviously we've had to, so our main focus for our group classes is to never add more to the class, just add more classes, because we want to keep that small group atmosphere where anyone can feel like it's almost like a one-on-one experience. You're not going to be in a class with 20, 30 people. We cap it at 10, cap it at 12 at most.
Okay.
To where if you're new to a movement or you're new to just working out in general,
Sure.
our coach can basically have a one-on-one experience
That's
with
huge.
you, which is really cool. So starting next week, we've had to adjust our schedule because there's been some classes that just have been booked, almost maxed out, and then there's really, excuse me, excuse me.
Yeah, it's no problem at all.
Yeah, so March 28th was when he was here.
March 28th.
Yeah,
March 28th.
Brian's
You guys
been
were
working
here,
over there. Saw him clicking
March
away.
28th,
Yeah.
episode 7
okay.
was when Alec and Paul were here. So go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, give him a chance to catch up there. Yeah.
So basically, we've had to adjust the schedule to allow more people. Not necessarily in the class, but if you can't make the first class,
It's a good problem to have, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's a problem though.
Exactly. And
So you have almost over capacity. Is that what's going on, or you're just
No.
having to adjust as you scale up?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we didn't want to have, like 10 classes running during the day and then them all be just a few people there.
Right.
So we started with 6 classes, have adjusted now accordingly to allow and make sure that we keep those filled up as much as we can without overbooking.
Okay.
And we'll be adding 2 more classes to have 8 pretty
That's
soon.
great,
Which will then just keep allowing expansion. And one of the biggest things that actually helped and actually opened after we opened
Okay.
was our outside area.
Oh wow, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, especially this time of the year when it's kind of nice and cool. You can get a workout and not really. I mean, obviously you're getting a sweat.
Sure.
But
Get that
it's-
cool Central
yeah,
Coast breeze.
Exactly, it's beautiful
Nice.
out.
Yeah.
But that's been great because it kind of allows people, since we do allow people to come in on their own, even when class is running, they can feel free to take any equipment out, do their workout, and it's basically 1,300 square foot that they have full reign at.
Cool.
And we've had a lot of success. That's been really helpful.
Yeah, I
just to have
see.
more
One of
capacity.
our staff members is actually a personal trainer over at the Hexbox, Grant MacArthur. I see him moving sleds
Yeah.
and doing all kinds of cool
Yeah, he
stuff
loves
out
the
there.
outside. It's a
Yeah.
game changer for him, especially.
Yeah, so Grant is his primary function is over at Hexbox. He's a trainer. I think you guys have he's different philosophies maybe, but I've seen a lot of change in Grant, where it's like a lot more functional,
Yeah.
incorporating it into his personal workouts, and he's thriving over at the Hexbox and always has glowing things to say about just the setup in general, how his personal clients are thriving and enjoying the atmosphere. So I think you guys are creating an amazing culture over there, and it's really cool to see.
And it's been great with Grant. I mean, I know.
Yeah, tell us what's going on with Grant over at the Hexbox.
Yeah, it's been, I think, just from his perspective, really good. Just because he's kind of gotten to where he has been, he's just created really good kind of clientele, but never felt really in control. And now that's what we've been able to structure and help him out. So he's, not a Hexbox employee or anything like that. It's
personal
just-
kind of
it's his own thing.
contractor there. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just, every month just kind of rents out the space, allows
Cool.
him to use it. He has full reign, but it's been great because he can, use this equipment that he's never been able really to use and really be able to have a wider variety of movements for his clients, which I think has been really helpful for him.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. Agree with you a lot on that.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So Hexbox is growing locally. I know you guys are ambitious. So what else is on the agenda for the boys over at the Hexbox? What do you guys got coming up? What are some BHAG, and what's a BHAG? And we talk about that. It's big, hairy, audacious goal. What do you want this? What do you want this brand to be?
Yeah.
What's the goal, long-term goal for Hexbox?
Yeah, so we have already been in talks both internally and externally. So we have a few like-minded individuals, as we like to say, a few partners that are in San Diego and in Australia that are looking to open their own. Not necessarily, we don't want to franchise because our logic is that we want these individuals to have control. So when it comes to a franchise model, a lot of times the franchise is like, this is the way, and you're almost just a manager of the franchise versus it's your own business.
I've been a franchise before, and I just don't think they have the best interests. A lot of them don't have the best interest of the franchisee at heart. It's just kind of another way for someone like us, like I could franchise Max Fit, but it's a way to generate income. But if you're not you don't have the best intentions behind it, typically your franchisees don't have success.
Right.
And it would require a lot of work for myself and also you if you were to do it that way, and then help them succeed. Whereas you find if you're doing it the way you're doing it, and I want to hear more about that, key partners to partner up with and build the brand that way is, I think, even a better way. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. So that's kind of the external things we've been dealing with. So we're still in talks, still trying to kind of work out the little kinks and details.
Sure.
But that could be coming sooner or later.
Okay.
Sooner than later, of being able to have these partners come on and open up a few locations both in California as well as internationally.
Nice.
And then us internally are actually already looking for a second location.
Okay, so you guys want to expand around here.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. And my philosophy from the beginning is I want to create a network where if you are a member here in Seaside and you go on vacation, let's say we have one in Sacramento, San Jose, you can just literally walk on with your key tag and it's like you're a member everywhere. There's no, hey, I know you're a member, but there's a $5 drop-in, or I don't know who you are, you're a different franchise network than us or something. So
okay, cool.
All one large network for our members to be able to take advantage of,
That's
whether
huge.
Traveling, moving, whatnot. So that's kind of in the works right now. Obviously, it's pretty early.
Yeah.
Only
been
open a few months, but
well, I mean, it's not. I look at you guys in a different manner. I don't look at you as somebody who is brand new to business, and you both come from different backgrounds. I know Alec is heavily into the gym space. Just from conversations that I've had personally with him, the last time you were here, and I know that Alec, like you said, opened some gyms, but he's done a lot of corporate gym management as well. So I think you're way ahead of other people just from that skill set, and I see you guys thriving a lot faster than someone just cold turkey. I'm gonna open a business,
Yeah.
And you're able to learn from your others.
We've already learned the mistakes that
sure
will happen.
Other companies are doing and stuff. Yeah.
We don't have to spend a year trying to get those
the
little details.
Or 7 years like me, 10 years. Making mistakes, but mistakes are part of business, right?
Absolutely.
Like it's part of growth.
Yeah, if you don't make
Hang-ups.
mistakes, something's wrong.
Something you're not trying, right?
Yeah.
I think where's Hugo at? But he had some cool stuff. Maybe it was Brian. What was your thing about mistakes?
No, mine was his was I forget the saying, but it doesn't matter how many times you fail, just that you try one more time.
Yeah.
And then mine was losing is better than not trying at all.
Sure.
Right?
More is lost from indecision than the wrong decision, right?
Exactly.
If you just never make a decision, you never choose to fail, you're never going to be
right. I mean,
anywhere.
the name of the game is action. Over inaction, and then if you make a mistake, just learn from it and move on. But a lot of people get hung up on the whole not even doing anything
because they don't want to fail.
Yeah,
right?
it's a paralysis of analysis. Is
I've heard that. Yeah, 100%. I mean, one of our things too, we're trying to be a culture of yes. I mean, it's written up on our core values. A culture of yes, meaning yes to change, yes to adoption, yes to improvement, yes to always putting our customers first, yes to always, trying to innovate, to be ahead of the curve, to be ahead of our competition. But, that's a factor, but we want to be ahead of what our customers are looking, ahead of trends, Trends are important. We have to be, I consider being aware of trends and then leveraging the trends for what we know is true. So we're not going with the ebbs and flows of society, but we know, what people are looking for, and that way we can provide the best products to serve them, and I think that's what you guys are doing as well, and quite frankly, creating your own trends.
Yeah.
Remaking the mold, right?
Right, and I mean, when it comes back to, fail, you're going to try a lot of things you think might work, and a lot of things they won't work, but then you can adapt, and eventually the ones that stick, you keep with them.
Sure.
And then overall, it's just that positive trend line, so to say.
Cool. So break me down, what I know we talked about that this last time, but what do I expect? I'm looking to. I've heard about the Hexbox.
Okay.
I've heard the buzz on the streets. I've been to MaxFit. I've seen the video playing. What do I expect when I come to the Hexbox for the first time as a new member? I'm out of shape. A little out of shape, 15, 20 pounds you need to lose, just overall poor fitness. Is there something that you guys could help me to get back on track? Am I going to the right place?
Yeah, so absolutely. So first and foremost, we wanted to kind of reverse not necessarily reverse, but combine the best of both worlds. So, a community focus, small group class experience, but with the flexibility where you don't need a second gym just to go do your own thing. That was one of the biggest things we found within the industry was you had to have 2 memberships if you wanted to come in on your own, but then also kind of have that accountability within a facility that really is that next level kind of luxury kind of thing.
Right.
So our group classes are designed for everyone. We
Okay.
have people who it's their first gym. We have people who are 50 years old and look like they're 30 because they're so fit. And the idea...
Gary Hofshire and Vanessa Haven.
Vanessa, exactly.
Not that they're that old, but
Yeah. Our oldest...
they're my age, And,
Our oldest member is actually Alex's father. He's in his 70s. And
wow, okay.
If you were to guess his age, I would guess a lot younger than
Wow.
that. So, but what's been great with those group classes is since it's designed for everyone.
Sure, yeah.
No one's alienated. So during that group class, which is a strength and conditioning workout, so we do have CrossFit as well as our own branded classes we created. You're not only warming up together, you're burning unwanted fat and then gaining lean muscle underneath. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Sure, yeah.
So it's not just walking in and lifting weights. It's not just running on a treadmill for half an hour and getting bored. Every day is different. Every day is kind of a competitive kind of nature to it in terms of you're in a partner, in a team, or individually kind of trying to compete within that 50-minute workout. And then since it's only 50 minutes, in reality, it's only 3.5% of your day, and you get basically one of the best strength and conditioning workouts you'll find.
That's awesome, yeah.
And so we've had people, it's the first time, that's going back to that kind of small group class experience. It's nice because our coach can really, if you've never done kettlebell swings, wall balls, things like that, never been on a rower before, our coach can spend the time and really make sure that you do it correctly to where you don't injure yourself and you get the most out of that workout.
Yeah, that is actually, I've heard consistently from people that I ran into that are members of your gym. It's you spend a decent amount of time prior to every class, correct? Going through the workout and what to expect, and
Absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about that prior?
Yeah.
So as far as what I've been told, you don't just go right into the class.
Right. Yeah. So it's not just a situation where it's
training, coaching, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's not, as I like to say, it's not just a babysitter that's making sure you're doing the exercises. It's a coach. He's really, even if you're experienced, he's looking and finding those little details that could help you. So all our coaches are great. I mean, they have tons of experience, both in CrossFit as well as their own training and things like that. And then obviously we've gotten them, Hexbox certified, so to say, for our own classes.
So you actually have taken the time to have your own kind of philosophy of training.
Exactly. We have our own kind of onboarding for our coaches for our programming.
So not only are you coaching and training your clients or your members, you're coaching and training your own staff members.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow, okay. So it's a full hands-on,
passionate
thing you guys have going on. That's amazing, yeah.
But yeah, so every workout, during the warm-up's always movements that assist what you'll be doing. So you'll be warming up your legs, shoulders in different ways that you've probably never done before, active warm-up.
Okay.
Depending on what movements you'll be doing during that workout.
Sure.
And then generally speaking, our workouts, you'll see a very common A and B structure. So the A is generally strength focused, whether you're doing a CrossFit or our own branded class. Like today, for instance, they're doing squats. So during that, it's kind of a leg focused day. So our coach will come over, spend a few minutes, and actually show the proper squat technique. And then during the workout, while people are warming up and finding the weight they want, come over, and if someone needs a little tweak or whatnot, they can do it right on the
coaching on the spot. Okay.
Exactly.
Technique and whatnot.
Exactly. So like today, I think it was, about 12 minutes or 14, 15, 16 minutes they'd be doing that workout. During that whole time, our coach is constantly looking, constantly adjusting.
That's great.
And
that's where that small group class really comes in handy. So if you have 30, 40 people, it's impossible.
That would be really hard, yeah.
It's impossible, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful.
And then when it comes to that B part, it's kind of the cardio-focused portion. So you're getting your heart rate up, not just in traditional cardio methods. So today they were, like for our own class, they were playing Hangman.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, Capture the Flag they were playing.
Okay.
And the way that works is every 4 minutes. So in a 4-minute window, they have to row on the rower like 500 meters. After that, the rest of the time they have to do box jumps. So to capture the flag, you do the most box jumps. So there's a trick between how hard you want to row to get more time jumping in the box, but not rowing so hard you're so tired you can't do any.
Sure.
So there's kind of a trick there, and then they do that for like 4 rounds.
Crazy.
So it's a way to get your heart rate up, burn those calories, but you're not just sitting there on a bike for 30 minutes. You're constantly changing.
I just died right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Just
getting
thinking
tired.
about it. I died.
So you're pretty
Heart
smoked by the time you leave
Yeah,
your spot.
it's,
You're getting your money's worth.
Exactly, and it's great because I mean with the heart rate sensors, even when we've had a few members that's the first time ever working out, and so they can really track how much effort they're actually putting in because they don't really know. So they can see, hey, I'm going to stay in my yellow zone, kind of pull it down a little if I get into the red zone because I know when I get there I feel a little off or whatnot. So they can really track and make sure they get the best workout without kind of overdoing it themselves.
You're
which is
using
cool.
science.
Exactly.
That's huge. I like that.
Yeah.
It's in tech.
Science and tech. Using tech.
I mean, I see Alec. I'll see Alec on Sunday. I see Alec every Sunday. And the guy, like, when I asked him, like, dude, what are you? He's so jacked, and he's like, oh, I worked out twice yesterday and twice today before. We have a double header, and he's like, just jacked to the core. I'm like, dude, what'd you do? And he's like, oh, I worked out with this new trainer today that we just got in. She kicked my ass, and I'm like, I got out of bed.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I did just do a lot of exercise
you
and stuff
also
like that.
work till 5 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's different, but you guys live a lifestyle over
next
there.
level.
It's not like it's no joke. Hexbox is no joke.
You're
for
attracting
sure.
people
that want that type of environment. Yeah,
and they're already super fit. You know, I mentioned Gary. Gary can go. You know, he really enjoyed it. I think he dropped in a few times, but the guy can ride.
Yeah.
A
He's
mountain
told
bike,
me stories.
so a mountain bike 100 miles in a weekend and come back. So you really are that elite. You know, I see the elite people that I've come across. You know, in 10 years doing business, they're attracted to what you have going on. But I also hear buzzword of just people that want to be elite.
Yeah.
People you want to be that warrior, that person that can be like Alec. You know, and I think when you really have all systems firing, all cylinders firing. You know, your fitness on point, your diet on point. We could talk about that too. Do you guys do any recommending diets or give diet advice or just encourage
Well, going back before that, I mean, just talking about people and like the goals when they come in, it's been great because you do have those people. We have a few that are actually college athletes, so they're using this as a way to improve their performance. But we also have people who just want to get a good workout in every day, have that accountability, see friends they've met every time because it's pretty consistent in terms of, they come to the 5:30 p.m. every day, they see the same friends, have a great workout, and afterwards they go and do something.
Sure.
So it's been really great to see that difference between people and what they want, and then everyone be able to kind of get what they want out of the same workout. It's been kind of cool.
Right.
And then in terms of diet, nutrition, we haven't quite gotten there yet. We do have plans to hopefully host seminars and things of that sort for members and the public, because obviously with diet, that's half or more of it. You know, if you could work out as many hours with the best program every day, but if you don't eat right, it's just wasted.
Right.
So.
You have that great resource in Grant MacArthur there as well. So I mean, he's the diet guru.
He's really helping you and your wife, right?
My wife and I, we're both down. I'm down 17 pounds. We're just doing a challenge.
Yeah,
I think you're aware.
I've seen that.
90-day challenge. But I've done other challenges before. But Grant really having him here, it's been really.
And he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
that helps.
Yeah, and he gives you more over delivers in terms of questions that I have for him and in the weekly check-ins and tweaking the diet and the knowledge of all the different body types and the struggle we both having some intestinal issues, severe intestinal issues, kind of was able to work around that, and that was been a hindrance for the majority of diets that I've gotten on, and but he's been understanding of that, so he's able to determine whether you need a higher carbohydrate diet, you need a lower carbohydrate, higher fat diet, just really fine tuning and tweaking what needs to be done, kind of like what you're doing with your classes. So I think he found a good home.
Yeah, it's pretty funny sometimes when he comes in and a lot of the stuff he says sometimes goes over my head. Yeah. He's talking about he talks about the muscles and working out and during a workout and what you need and how it actually goes in terms of the scientific level.
Sure.
And I'm just like, all right, do I eat an apple or a banana before? Just make it simple. Right. But no, he's good at both. He knows he's at that point with nutrition where he knows so much of it he can teach so much of it,
Mm-hmm.
but that's good because then he can dumb it down and make it as simple as he can for his
100%.
clients.
Yeah.
For just, I'm sure if you just have people come in and ask,
Sure.
talk to him and here at
Sure.
MaxFit.
Yeah, no,
just
he is
talks,
here
he
too.
just
Yeah,
tells them,
so let's bring that up. He's here Monday through Friday from 11 to 1. And we're he's here. He helps with customers. He pinpoints people to the right supplements and even meals. He definitely peels back the onion a lot. So he's gotten a lot more people, on their taking care of their health and not just pre-workouts and fat burners, but taking care of their digestive health, detoxifying their organs. Encouraging fish oils and stuff like that. And it's been a really valuable resource for that. But I don't mind if Hexbox people that are looking to, hear about his services at the Hexbox, pop in at that time. You're not bothering us. You could talk to Grant because it kind of goes hand in hand. Paul's here to pick up some meals today when he's not meal prepping because he's a busy entrepreneur killing the game.
And 2 weeks of carnitas and rice gets tired really quick.
Yeah. So we don't want all Paul's business every day. I don't expect him to eat here every day, but we're a resource for when you fall behind and when there's a little extra stuff on your plate to take care of. We want to be here for you. And I do have people that come in twice a day, and that's flattering. Hence one of the reasons why we're updating our meal and we're trying to be. Always being, like I said, that culture of yes, we can update our menu. No, we're not going to just serve you the same food year after year after year. But and no, yes, we are going to keep our high performer stuff that people need and want and gotten accustomed to. But yes, we are going to change things up and have some variety, introduce some new trendy things like I talked about, but cauliflower nachos, stuff like that to keep your diet interesting. If you're following like a keto style diet, barbecue chicken with smoked corn and, lean potatoes and stuff like that. So, always innovating, always trying to bring the best to your customer and make it a most convenient, accessible place is our narrative. So it's been fun seeing you guys grow, but it's been fun hearing about you from Grant and also seeing the change in his just overall excitement level for his own training. I know he's been training forever. I've known the guy for a long time, but he seems to be reinvigorated in your environment just because of the freedom, just from the results that his clients are getting. And he's got them they're coming here, they're coming there. I couldn't be happier, just overall community is growing and, it's really been fun to watch, man. Yeah. Cool. It's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are killing it.
I don't know what else to say, man.
You're on the right. You have the right people around you. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just seeing success motivates me, and I'm super glad to be, part of a little bit of part of what you guys have going on. Just the friendships with you and Alec is great.
Yeah, it's funny. Me and Alec talk about this not every day, but we always have the discussions. At some point. Because if you go in, to Hexbox, you'll see one of our two faces. Every day of every hour we're open. So eventually, it's going to get to the point where we do have to hire, to kind of get out of the building a little and kind of obviously with these things we want to do externally outside of the gym, and expand in things. But it's funny because it's just I want to be there in terms of it's even when you're putting in very long hours, very long days. It's just fun to see these faces, see their changes already. More so than anything else, really just the community and the people, seeing them interact with each other, them interact with us. We had a potluck yesterday, 4th of July, had a lot of people out, all members, and a few other things in terms of internal soccer club and things like that.
Cool.
Just kind of having fun with it, and that's kind of the coolest thing.
Something you created. It's a community you and Alec created from thin air. That was an empty building. Very empty. You created that. Now people are going there. Now they're potlucking. Now they're hanging out. Now they're creating relationships outside of your business that you help foster.
And that was our goal from the start. That was number one on our list of.
Well, that's got to be commendable. It's freaking hard. Kudos to you, man. This is the American dream. 4th of July, America. Right. This is what it is. This is
what the American dream is.
This is the root of it all.
Communities.
That's what we're huge resurgence of this. You know, like
Right.
big box stores kind of are not thriving like they used to. A, because of the internet, but B, because of
There's no culture. There's no community there, right?
Right.
It's just a place to shop. There's nobody that's creating. How many people? I can't tell you how many people told me yesterday, like, oh man, the back rooms here is so nice. People that have never been to Monterey,
Sure.
that have shopped with you for years, been customers of ours for years, come in yesterday to the party here, and then they witnessed Spencer's Lounge for the first time, and you've created, you know, a place for people to hang out, like,
Well,
you
but-
know, study and do
Sure.
whatever. And Hexbox is doing the same thing. And,
Sure,
you know,
potlucks. You don't go to Biff's corporate gym and they don't do a potluck for you. You know,
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
the only thing is on 4th of July they'll have reduced hours. That's
Yeah.
what you
Yeah,
get.
right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
annoyed that they have to work. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're not really invested like
Right.
you and Alec are.
one of the things that you touched a lot on about, you know, your classes and all that. But one of the things that I find the most intriguing is the fact that you guys are open 24 hours, and it's something that Alec. Again, I see the guy all the time, you know, and he tells everybody else on the baseball team, you know, we ask him questions. Everybody talks to each other. And there's a lot of business owners. You know, you've met my friend Lance. I don't know if you've met Lance.
I've
You know,
met him, yeah.
you know, he runs a couple restaurants in the area. Like, you know, very, very smart businessman. So we all talk about this stuff, you know, and people that are insurance salesmen, Jason, you know, Jason Bristol, you know, he's on the team. So we have people that are all walks of life, all different businesses. But when the business owners get together, we start talking. One of the things he brings up, and I find that it's very unique, is the fact that you are 24 hours. Yes, you have like Snap Fitness and Anytime Fitness, but the fact that I could come in and have like a squat rack there that's not like a corporate gym squat rack, you know, it can't slam the weights, can't, you know, you have an outdoor facility, like that sets you guys apart. And I don't think that a lot of people realize that in this area, there's a 24-hour gym that's not a corporate gym that can serve people in the military, police officers, servicemen and women, and then just anybody. I used to love going to the gym I can't do it anymore, but 11 o'clock at night when nobody else was there and having the place to myself.
Yeah,
Like-
it's pretty cool with, you know, we've seen a lot of people who, you know, a lot of members who will come do a few classes and then just maybe stay after and do their own thing as well. They'll get a double day in, but do their own thing. Or for me personally, I like to, during the day, get kind of my own workout in on my own regiment that I've been doing, and then jump into a class later. You kind of get the best of both. But then we do have people, you know, it's fun to see at you know, like Sundays, we're quote unquote closed, but members can come in. And last Sunday, you know, we had 10, 12, you know, just members come in and drop in.
Do they ever stop in and do their own kind of group class and work out together?
We've had that a few times actually.
Yeah,
We have a
kind of
virtual
bonding,
we have a virtual cycling room. Or actually last Saturday, we had, I think, 7 individuals come in and they all just worked out together. When I, you know, just off hours and just came in. But it's cool because there's a lot of members who like using it on their own, and when they're in there, they get it all to themselves. It's really, you're not in there fighting for squat rack, which inside we have 5, outside we have 2.
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's a lot more, you know.
So I
Yeah.
can go and do curls in one of the squat racks and not get ridiculed.
Oh,
with it.
absolutely. Yeah.
I'd probably still get ridiculed. No,
Yeah.
they'd be watching me on camera like, look
Right.
at this idiot.
Yeah,
over
we'll
there.
post it on our
Yeah,
story. Look at
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy. No, but it's been great. The 24-hour really is has been fun to see. You know, allow people to, especially if they're first timers, they come and learn the movements in class,
Right.
and they can come do them and improve them. And you see them the next session, you're like, whoa. What'd you do? Oh, I went and
Right.
did my own workout and, you know, practice it and things like that. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm a
really
big
cool.
leave me alone. I just want to do my own thing
Sure.
type of guy. Like I'm not a big class guy. I would probably get into it a little bit, but for the most part, you know, my wife likes to go to spin classes
Sure.
and likes to do all that stuff
Yeah.
because it keeps her motivated and
Exactly.
accountable.
Yeah.
But you know, I just need a pair of headphones and a bar, and I'm pretty
And you're
good. I
good,
can do
yeah.
pretty much anything. And the fact that you guys offer something that's so unique is really what's going to keep you guys ahead of the game. Again, you're probably not following trends. You're creating a trend right now, and you guys are smart guys. You're probably aware of that. But when we see things like this, and we're like, you know, they're creating something that's different. That's what gets us excited
Sure.
in business, marketing,
Sure.
you know, and then strategic partnerships. The fact that
Yeah.
you know you guys are somebody different, we're somebody different, and moving on that way, and just creating those strategic partnerships is
Yes, sir.
really awesome.
Cool,
So
cool.
I think that's
That's it, man. Yeah. Let us know how to get a hold of you or where you're at or wherever you want to
stuff.
Whatever you want to put out.
Yeah. So we are located over Echo and Fremont Street, over in the University Plaza. If you've ever been to Bontai, Harumi Sushi, the 7-Eleven over there, Papa Chevo's. If you just go to the back, there's a large parking lot.
Okay.
Actually, next to us is going to be Sanctuary Rock Gym. Actually, they found a space.
Oh, no kidding.
nice.
So they're moving in right next door, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to come on by. We're basically here every day, Monday through Friday, Saturday 8 to 8, on Saturdays 10 to 2. But yeah, come on, jump in if you just want to talk or just hang out. We'll be there, and then you can also check out Hexbox Fitness on all social and online accounts.
So it's at Hexbox Fitness?
Okay. And then website's Hexbox Fitness, yeah.
Hexboxfitness.com.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, come on in, and we'd be happy to throw you into a class, try it out, and just hang out and do whatever.
Oh, so you can get a one-time...
Yeah, we have...
okay.
You can come in, try out the facility or a class for free.
Okay.
And then...
if you go to their website, you can actually, there's a pop-up that comes up. You can sign up and get all the details that way as well.
Head over to hexboxfitness.com.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. Well, Paul, once again, thank you so much for coming in today.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. We'll do this again. Check in with you in a few more months.
Awesome. All right.
Let's turn the music on here and let's get out of here, guys.
Start singing?
Nah.
Right.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great day. It's episode 16.
Party going. 4th of July, America.
Deuces.